Hey everybody, Friday, I believe it's the 26th of January now. Out on a walk, me and the dog. Sorry if I moved the camera too quick there. Anyhow, I figured I would do a quick video here, talk about things that have gone on this week. Been a slow work week, haven't had a lot to do. Kind of makes me a little leery about future days of work, but we have had some slow days in past years around this time, so maybe that's all it is, and I'm just a little more cognizant of the fact that it's not that much to do because I'm a remote worker now. Who knows? Anyhow, so let's see. Had a lot going on. Had, of course, the government shutdown last weekend, which was kind of dumb. I mean, if you shut the government down, that means that non-essential departments of the government will be shut down, and they need to be shut down. If they're not constitutional, I think they need to be shut down fully. And you have the Democrats, led by Chuck Schumer, trying to play this little game of, we want immigration reform, we want a pathway to citizenship for all those under DACA. The problem with that is some of those that they say are under DACA aren't really under DACA. And if you're an illegal immigrant, you're an illegal immigrant. And whether it's your fault or not, doesn't matter. If you're a child and your parent goes into a grocery store and you commit a crime by stealing something that your parent says, hey, we need to go ahead and take this, then you're still a criminal. You've still committed a crime. You're still considered doing something illegal. So being in the United States and you're not a citizen and you came here illegally, your parents brought you here or not, you're illegal. So anyhow, that's my take on that. Of course, we now have the president coming out saying that he's willing to give, it's not 600,000 or 800,000, but 1.8 million illegal immigrants that are here now. He's willing to give them a pathway to citizenship. In return, he'd like border security, the wall, chain migration ending, and the immigration lottery ended, which I think is a ploy, as he's the great dealer, or whatever you want to call him. I think Trump's doing this on purpose to force the Democrats to either fund the border completely, which, if everybody remembers, they already did that a few years ago. They gave appropriations. There was an appropriations bill for that passed, but for whatever reason they never did it. So, and pardon me, I'm a little out of breath now. I'm not in the best of shape. And we're now walking uphill. But this is our daily thing now to get back in shape, along with some other things that we're going to be doing here. But I don't think the Democrats are going to do that. And of course, that's going to force them to allow the DREAM Act, or the Deferred Act for, I can't remember DACA, what it stands for now. Honestly, don't care. But they're going to allow DACA to completely fall apart, which means that all those dreamers, if caught, will be deported. So the Democrats are kind of caught. It's damned if they do, damned if they don't. which I think is awesome, because I think they need to be pinched a little bit. So anyhow, I really don't understand how Congress now is playing these games anyhow with government shutdowns and having to have the Senate pass legislation to authorize appropriations bills, because unless I'm completely wrong, all appropriations begin and end in the House. The executive has nothing to do with it other than to put in their own bill for, or not bill, but to put in their own request for funding for the executive and all executive programs. And the Senate, well, the Senate, they can, pardon me, if the camera's too close, or I didn't bring my the right equipment, I guess. But and I'm having to close this gate with one hand, holding the dog with the same hand, and the camera in the other. But well, the Senate, they have no say in the in appropriations bills, because it's all the House. The House holds the purse. They hold the power of the purse. And even if the 1974 legislation that they passed supersedes what the Constitution states, still Congress isn't doing their job, because they're not passing individual legislative bills for appropriations, which in 1974 they passed a bill that said that they had to do that, that was the legal way of funding the federal government, so that not one side, Democrat or Republican, could ever hold funding for the country hostage. So anyhow, that's my rant for political stuff. It's getting dark here. I guess it's supposed to get bad weather here this weekend. I don't know that I can turn this camera around, but come on. See if I can get the dog to walk over here. I bet I can. She loves to be outside walking. And I'll show you guys our project for the weekend that we're going to start on. Hopefully, if it weather permitting. Let's see. So we're getting ready to start tearing this old barn down. We don't need it here, and I'm going to try and reuse the metal and the wood as much as possible to build a chicken coop and a chicken run area. Gonna build it kind of like what you would build a greenhouse. You know, I've seen some plans of greenhouses that were made of wood and metal, and then they had the plastic over the top end of it. So we're gonna try to do 2 of those. I think I've got enough to do that, and we're gonna measure the little shop here. So someone wants to put metal on the outside of that entire thing, front, back, and sides. So I don't know if we have enough metal to do that, but we're gonna try to find out if we have enough metal to do that. But that's our plan for the weekend. We've been watching the weather. There's another cold front that's supposed to come through, bringing rain. So it's not going to be a cold front, just cooler weather. I was really hoping for some real cold weather. More than a couple weeks of freezing weather. More than a couple inches of snow. So that it would kill off a lot more of the bug population out here. But I guess that's not going to probably happen this year. Probably not. But anyhow, I got some drone footage of the north end of the property. Went down there. It's kind of windy, so I haven't looked at it yet. But once I get into the cab and start editing everything, I'll figure out whether or not that'll be a good video to put out as well. I might add that to the end of this video. So anyhow, hope everybody had a great week. And if you haven't, every Friday, this is what I do. It's last few years. It's real big with the veterans community, with those who are around veterans. For those who are still serving that are overseas, we all wear red on Friday. It's Red Shirt Fridays. Every Friday we do it. This video coming out late Friday. You know, just keep in mind every Friday from this day forward, if you have a red shirt, wear it to remember everyone deployed. That's kind of what Red Shirt Friday stands for, is remember everyone deployed. So it's remember everyone deployed until they all come home. So anyhow, have a great weekend, and we'll see you on the next video.